Who built?
Spencer Fearon.
Come on.
Man moving like the young Stevie Wonder with the arms out, no shirt.
Now, turn.
Oh, bro. Oh, no, let's start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me an absolute honor and a privilege to be here once again with my brother from another. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start the show in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it. What go on, Spence?
Come on up. Listen, man. Turn. I just come from a Christian. Yeah, I just come from a Christian today. So massive big up to my little niece, my goddaughter. Yeah, I mean, little Jazzy. She just got christened today. Yeah, I mean, big up, Manny. Yeah, listen, man. It was a beautiful day. But Tunde, I had a shirt on underneath this. Yeah, I had to take off. The way it was wet, the shirt was wet, yeah? You know, bro, Tunde, I take off the shirt. And you know,
hold on one sec. Well, we see that the weather has been listen, this is the kind of weather we need in the UK because
we do need it.
I'll be honest with you, when the sun is shining in the UK, there's no other place in the world like it, Spence.
Listen, Tunde, just we need the sunshine, yeah. But unfortunately, we don't get no breeze with it, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
you know what?
Hold on. Sorry. I have to cut you because time is of the essence here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to you the newest star of British boxing and Ghanaian boxing, because we have to bring in a GH. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the moment, the one, the only, Mr. JFK. J money.
You like to be
Spence, you see what I'm
going? Turn. Have you got your papers yet?
Yeah, we gotta make sure the immigration papers are set.
1 second before you say anything, Joe and Tunde, let me tell you this. When I came to York 2 years ago to see you fight, yeah, and I was at the York, and when you fought, and I said to Tunde, as soon as they start upping the level of opponents, he's gonna start to knock them out. Ask Tunde.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Because I said to Tunde that the problem is you're starting at a grade A level, yeah, with grade D, E, F experience. And as soon as the two reach to each other, we're gonna see you. And I remember when I brought in that young kid to spar with you, right? And I had to coax the kid to do the extra rounds against you, right? And Tunde said, "Nah, I spent your little psychology." I said, "Let me tell you this, Tunde. Ask Tunde. You can tell you that. Tunde, what did I say to you? What did I say about you?"
Yeah, he said you're a throwback fighter.
Throwback fighter.
Yeah.
Right. You're you was a throwback fighter yesterday because I see you doing some James Toney. I see you doing the work. So you know what I mean? Congratulations to Joe Kodua becoming Southern Area champion and Commonwealth Silver champion. And it's a joy to know that you are just this humble young man, but it's so beautiful to see you with 2 belts.
Nah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
How you feeling, Joe? How you feeling the morning after?
The morning up. You think I've slept?
Serious.
I ain't slept in 24 hours. But I feel good. I feel calm. And I'm just grateful, man. Honestly.
What was the build-up like to the fight? I'm saying that as if I don't know, but sometimes sometimes it's like when you're in it, you're not really looking at it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And for me, I always want to, how I am. I want to know how you feel because ultimately it's about you.
Yeah. You know what? The build up to the fight was very challenging because obviously where James Cook passed away in the beginning of the month, it's like I sort of had to shut down my emotions, if that makes sense. So it's like I don't know if any like I know Unc saw it when after the fight I was about to start crying. I was about to start bawling.
Yes.
Because all the emotion just came out there and then. There and then I'm trying to get the words out of my mouth. I'm like trying to say this is for James Cook. But the words are not coming out. So I'm just bawling. Then Anne comes to me and says, calm down. I'm just taking the moment. Then when I calmed down and I just took in the moment, went on the TalkSport interview, I just gave James his praise and his accolades.
Even me, I feel like crying now as you're saying this.
You know what? James's wife told me today, Carmen, and she was saying, yeah, Joe, I heard Joe won, and like, yeah, she said, did they do a 10 count for James? I said, no, because how it goes in this thing now, because it's been a few weeks have gone past, they haven't. But I said, the way Joe spoke about your husband after the fight, and I picked up Uncle James, and she started crying, you know. You know what I mean? This is about 2 hours. This is about 2 hours before. So it was, but I just got on the performance, Joel. The performance. This is the thing that wasn't captured. There was times when the youth was hitting you with overhand rights, yeah. But and this is no disrespect. I'm not saying like these guys ain't trained eye, but certain people don't train eye to certain styles. You were riding a lot of those shots, you know. It looked like he was hitting you flush, but it wasn't because it's me.
Yeah, and I was rolling the shots.
He was riding it.
Yeah, but there was one shot where he did hit me, and I just looked at him, smiled, and said, "Nah."
I saw it. You shook your head. I saw that.
Nah. And I come back with a better.
That was round 6.
Piece.
Yeah,
Yeah. And listen, one thing about Joe, what people don't know, he's from that Ghana stock. Yeah, he's one of the toughest guys I've seen, and he don't need to really show it. But if you hit him, you remember that when Howard Eastman, I know Spence will know what I'm chatting about. When people at the British European level used to hit Howard Eastman, he used to stamp on the floor. He used to stamp on the floor and say, "What is that?" You understand? To show them you cannot test me at this level. And I say European level. Bernard Hopkins and William Joppy couldn't do nothing to Howard Eastman. He just didn't change gears. But Joe's from that stock. And I've said it all along. I've told the promoters all along. But yet again, when it doesn't appear in their face straight away, they doubt me. Yeah. And I'm so glad that Joe, and big up to John. I know he's going to say, brother, how come you don't know my second name? But John from TM14, he has been instrumental.
Yeah, big up John, bro.
Instrumental in the development of Joe Kodua. And he ain't asked for nothing, you know. So big up John from TM14. He has given Joe the platform, always giving Joe the superstar treatment on his shows. You know, John phoned me 4 weeks ago. Is that there's an opportunity for Joe? Yeah. He said, I looked at the fight. I said, John, I'll be honest with you. I don't really want to be, you know, I am. I'm a slow coach. I move slow, make sure the fighters get their development, and then we take the opportunities if they arise. And John, I said, we'll fight another kid who Daniel Francis beat. But then apparently he was injured. I wouldn't like to go up against my old mate Martin Bowers anyway. But as it happened, he was injured. So John kept on asking me about Dan Francis. And I'm like, mate, I don't really want that fight. Is that, yeah, if you look on BoxRec, you know, you can see that BoxRec makes Joel a slight favor. I said, John, with all due respect, I don't go on BoxRec.
Yeah, you got your own box rec, Ton. That's me.
My own box rec, Spencer Fearon. You get what I'm saying? Spencer will always. But in this situation, I spoke to Joe. I said, Joe, what do you think about the fight? Joe, tell him the answer. What you said.
I said, yeah.
Joe said, let's go.
Just let's go.
You understand? So I phoned John. John made the fight, and so big up John from TM14 for making, because we, you know, it was all against us yesterday. He was the Dan Francis was the house promoter, it was the promoter's fighter, the house fighter. He came into the ring second, as a champion should. But Joe shows skills and levels, and it's fantastic for me to watch him go.
Sorry to interrupt. Northside, thank you so much for the £10. He said, well done to the team yesterday. Clap, clap. And you know what, Joe? So, like, what really impressed me about anything, was your temperament.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really, really impressed me. Your temperament, and the fact that even when on certain times that it would tee off, I'm a body shot man. Anyone will tell you I love body shots.
Yeah,
and your inside work, was testimony of another late great that we lost last month in Mike McCullum, because you were going downstairs superbly. And as my guy Ron McIntosh said, you was fantastic.
Fantastic.
You was fantastic, man. I got to give credit where it's due. And you know what? It's nice because you're now Tunde Ajayi's full Southern Area champion.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
right?
for sure. And you've been doing your homework against Spence.
People know that. You are Tunde's fourth Southern Area champion.
Oh yeah. And
second Commonwealth champion as well.
All four of them.
Well, it's Commonwealth silver. So it's a fraction.
Hold on. As I won the Commonwealth.
It was a full Commonwealth. It was a full Commonwealth champion.
Yeah, right? I won the full Commonwealth against.
But the thing about this, the Commonwealth silver title is a fantastic stepping stone, because you know what? You've got another belt that you can wrap around yourself. And I'm trying to tell people that you're not the champion of the LGBT because of the colours, but you're the Commonwealth silver champion.
Spence, what are you trying to do, man? Try to mash up the team.
I'm not mashing up.
Coming anyway. Go ahead. But yeah, so I mean, it was. I mean, Charlie McGeehan was there last night. He said, what's he said? I put up there. I was there last night. I was standing with Joe's dad. It was a special night. Joe showed skills and gave Francis a boxing lesson, and that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I mean, it says, you know what? I've already blocked 2 Nigerians already while we've been on the show for their stupid comments. But that's what they always. I don't know what's the matter with these people. But all this abachaga maga bikaya brother and the next brother who just come and chatting stupid.
No, but it's not chatting stupid. I'm just gonna block them. You know what? Obviously, this will block Sajak.
I just block them. I don't even give them the air no more. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So, I mean, Joe, obviously, I'm part of the management and the decision making. But what would you personally like as a fighter in terms of your development and next stages?
I leave that all in your hands. I said I leave that all in your hands. You've made the correct decisions.
Okay, that's a proper kid. That's a proper kid.
Yes, sir.
Of 2 belts in the space of 3 years. So, you know what I'm saying?
And I think, Spence, you spoke about that with me. You're like, T, what you have to understand is Joe has just done that. He's put on a performance like that against touch on that, Spence.
Who said that?
Spencer. I don't know. He's on.
Hey, bring him in. He wanted to jump in.
Who?
Bring him on the live. He wanted to jump in. Spend boxing.
Who?
Spend boxing.
Hold on. Let me see. Spend boxing. What has he asked? He hasn't asked.
Yeah. He asked me to ask you.
Okay. Let me put the link up. Let me put the link up, and then he can just press the link.
Who's Spend Boxing? Who's Spend Boxing?
It must be a channel or something, but or maybe just an individual. But the link is up now.
So what did you just say? You just said something, but no, that was Floyd Schofield just phoned me.
Okay, well, it's good to get him on the show. But Spence, I was saying, you was talking about it's not just the victory; it's the manner of the victory against the fighter, like it was. And I just
I'm going to explain to you the reason being is this. Tunde is, if you're his fighter, you're his fighter. So he's going to back you regardless. He's going to talk you up because of his belief. And he also understands that, perception is greater than reality.
Yes, sir.
So Tony will instill that inside of his fighters. So when Tony said, this guy, I'm really regardless, Tony, whoever fight Tony's got, I'm backing him. Yeah, he's going to be world champ anyway, right? But I'm going to be real now. If you'd have done that against somebody who had 5 fights and 4 losses, that would have impressed me, right? Because it's a different energy when you're going up against an undefeated fighter, right? Especially when you're undefeated and you're coming through. And to be 10-0, that is some accomplishment, right? So when you're 10-0, you have major delusions of grandeur, especially when you go into a fight like this guy, Dan Francis, who's a very good fighter. He's going to come again. He's going to win titles.
Believe me, Dan can fight.
Right. But when you go in with somebody who is 10-0, who doesn't know how to fight, who doesn't know how to lose, who won't accept the fact of losing. Hence why a couple of times we clapped him and then you take a round off and then he'll fire back hard because he's trying to stamp the authority. It becomes a battle of wills. And the thing about it is this, if you had any doubt within yourself, you'd have come second best. But because you went in there supremely confident, right? You overcame the doubt. And then what you ended up to do now, you also made those doubters become believers.
Yes.
Because of the performance. Now, it wasn't just, you won the Southern era, you won. It was the manner of the fight. The fight was very exciting, right? Spencer Oliver and Denzel Bentley were saying, they believe that it could have been down to the last round. I don't believe that. I had you 3 rounds ahead, right?
Yes, so did the ref.
Okay, all right, well, exactly. So I must be on something, innit? But it was the manner of the stoppage, like right, the last round, I'm closing the show. That was superb.
Yes. Joe.
Now, Joe's on Ghanaian Wi-Fi right now.
Joe, we've lost you for a sec. Are you there?
Hey, Mo.
Joe?
Hello?
Yeah. We can't see you.
My
What's
connection's
your
gone mad.
Wi-Fi? Huh?
Yeah, jump out and jump back in.
Yeah, maybe.
You have to kick me out. You have to kick me out. My phone's moving mad.
Yeah, kick him out and make him come back in.
All right, well, just click off the link and come back on the link. You're there now. In the meantime, Joe, you there? We can see your face, but you're frozen. But in the meantime, let me introduce to the show someone who has something to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Spen Boxing.
What's going on, guys? You all right?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I was
there. Is your name Spencer?
Huh? Yeah, that's my name there.
That's your name, salute.
Yeah. You know what? I've met many Spencers in life, and they're all in boxing. You, Spencer Oliver,
Spencer
Brown. That's the other one. But
you know what? I haven't met many Spencers who share our skin tone.
No, me neither. And I hear that all the time as well.
Right. Well, sorry, how old are you, bro?
How old am I?
But we don't need to know, but this ain't no interrogation.
I just want to know, son. How old is he?
30.
But we don't need to, brother. He could have, he could be trying to keep his age a secret. You just wanted a man up on the team.
No, I'm 30.
Anyway, where's Joe gone? Joe's gone somewhere. I don't know where he's gone, but
go and spend anyway. What's
up? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was there last night. Oh, mate, it was so emotional, man. Because for me, that fight was like you was gonna really see what level Joe was at. For me,
yes.
Probably not for you, Tunde, or you already know. I can imagine you already know what level he's at. But for me, I wanted him to come through that fight, and the performance that he put on. I went to York Hall on Friday as well and Saturday, and the performance that he put on, in comparison to everyone else, he's a superstar. There's no two ways about it for me. And to hear everyone chanting his name at the end, and as I said in the comment earlier, when he got on that top turnbuckle and in the corner and raised his hand, and you just hear everyone chanting JFK, 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 it was so emotional. But on the technical side of things as well, what he showed in that ring, the engine for one, 10 rounds, it didn't look like he was tiring once.
Spencer said it.
footwork, and I made a quick video on this, so you might see it as well. But the footwork as well to get himself off the ropes. He was riding shots as well, landing a left hook to the body at will, and to be even more impressive. He said in his post-fight interview, didn't he, hurt his hand or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, people have been asking that question, but I'm a man. I don't really like to speak things, but I didn't hear the post-fight interview. I was just there watching, but yes, he actually hurt his hand in the 4th round. So for him to continue and the last round, I'm calling that Captain Hook round because we saw at least 20 left hooks.
Yeah, and it makes sense, and it makes sense now. Because I was thinking, why is he throwing left hooks like this? Like, is he like throw the right? But obviously, it makes sense because he hurt his hand. But as I said in a little video I made earlier, some of these other fighters need to learn, and I'm not necessarily one to talk, but I'm just making an observation. It's not that he won that fight because he's got power like Wilder or anything like that. Them body shots that he was landing from early on the fight and sticking to it. By the 10th round, his opponent, and credit to his opponent as well, he was exhausted. He knew he had to come out in the last round and kind of give it everything. But he got caught at that point. He went down. But overall, it was an amazing performance. And to know that he's only going to get better. What was that, his 8th or 9th fight? Or something like that?
That was his 9th fight.
9th fight.
So it's under 10 fights.
And he's fighting like that. So I can't imagine what he's going to look like in fight 19 or something.
Oh, wow. And again, let's get this right. We're talking about collectively, that was Joe's 21st fight, amateur or pro, last night. Amateur. We're talking about guys who are having 300 amateur fights. Guys that start boxing when they're 10 years of age.
Yes.
You have to deep the skill set at this stage. And I agree with you totally, Spen. And it's really, for me as a coach, I'm like, this boy, again, we don't want to talk, me, like someone was saying to me, asking me what next. I said, you've always known our play. Our play is show the work and then talk after. Yeah, that's always been our playbook. We're not really talking because I see that brother, Curtis Woodhouse, talking about his guy, that he's as good as Moses Atama. Well, last night, you see what talking does.
What happened?
He lost. And again, unfortunately, the boy lost. He's a young boy, 20, but I just never, me as a coach, I've just never been on the talk. I like to hype up fights, but I'm not talking about what this boy is going to do or what that, you understand what I'm saying? Because to me, that's like you're trying to predict the future. And really, none of us know because of circumstances or what have you. But that's just my mindset. And that's just how I tend to operate. It doesn't mean everyone has to operate like that or should operate like that. But for me, that's it. And with Joe, it's always the same thing. Keep working. Spencer knows I've been saying this from day one. Keep working. Just keep working. Just keep working. And as long as Joe keeps doing that, it's going to be a great journey.
Well, it's evident that he's doing that because sorry.
So what's your channel? What channel have you got?
I've just got on Instagram, an Instagram page.
All right. When you did a video on Joel, tag me in it, yeah?
I did. Yeah,
you tagged me in it. I get
yeah, but I've seen it and I removed it because something was wrong, and then I done it.
All right, but when you repost it, tag me in it so I can get it and I'll share it out. Yeah, I mean, so what's your? Is it Spend Boxing on Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Spen, is there anything lastly you want to say, or have you said everything?
Just one more thing, just before I leave. All I want to say to everyone watching is, listen, for the next fight, buy your tickets because you're seeing a star being born here. And don't jump on the train when it's too late, when it's everyone wants to say, yeah, you heard of this show of Kodua or whatever. Because I'm going to tell you, we knew about fight 9. So buy your tickets from now because that was well worth the money.
All right, Ben Boxing, thank you so much. for jumping on. Take me in more of your stuff. I'll repost it because I wear that to sport, and I like to see other people who are speaking about the sport, because long may the greatest sport on the earth continue to flourish.
Right.
Take care, bro. Love.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Spen. Appreciate your words, brother.
Thanks.
Okay, Spencer, let's get back.
Turn. Let me just tell you this now, yeah? It's not even the case of that victory. Do you know what I mean? It's the case of, because Joe, you don't know, like, I know when Tunde is very on a fight, because that's when I get bare phone calls. Spence, what fight shall I be watching now? What? Like, cause every minute I look at the phone, what fight do you want to watch now? So he's like, it was just so on it, right? It was so on it, and like, I know you was watching the Tommy Earns. You know what I mean? But bro, it's like I could see, like, on certain things, especially like with the pad work, well, I was actually see you do the pad work in the fight.
Thank you.
That's what Archie said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Archie Dunn, big up Archie Dunn. It was very good to see you back on TV, Archie, because he's been in the game a very, very long time as well. You know what I mean? So it was nice to see Archie and you bring in Tunde yet again, bringing in man to work in this thing. That was very, very nice to see, man.
But Joe, what was the question you asked? I mean, Spence, what was the question you actually asked, Joe?
No, the thing that I'm asking with Joe is like, no, it was more of a compliment. I want to ask him. I'm just saying, I could see, like, on the work that Joe was doing in there. You know what I mean? I was just very impressed with I was very, very impressed with him. I'm not just blowing smoke because you're Tunde's guy and all the rest of it, because but no, anybody, and the fight is still up. So I would say to anyone, it's on YouTube. Go and watch that fight. That fight was just so exciting. You know what I mean? And it was a pleasure to watch, because and I'm just keeping this thing 100. Are you who just come in boxing, and that was your 21st fight, amateur and pro, yeah?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep this thing totally 100. You are not many people performing like that. How about that?
Talking
And I'm telling you straight, you are not many people performing like that at this stage after 9 fights. Because you showed some kind of mental aptitude, like you was an old pro in there. Right?
Yeah.
So when I'm telling them, man, right, you're a throwback, and the thing, you know what, it's true, it's good, because I know you don't get gassed by these things, because I know how you're like, right, Unks, I got to work. I got to go work. And I know this about you. So just like Spend Boxing, I got to big him up as well. You know what I mean? All you got to do is just keep on keeping on, bro. You know what I mean? And stay humble. Thank you, Kerry W. Thank you very much. You know what I'm talking is the truth, right? Because that fight yesterday, it was like, because certain times, I'm keeping this for 100. I'm tired of watching fish and chips boxing. Right? I'm tired of it. Right? I'm tired of everything that the late, great Mike McCallum said to me. We're saying, what advice, Tunde was with me as well on the show. We said, what advice would you give to any young fighter? And the late, great Mike McCallum, the freeweight world champion, Jamaica's first ever world champion, when he beat Sean Mannion in 1984, said to me,
the book on Wi-Fi is gonna.
Yeah. He needs to go to. He needs to get the Kamasi Beach Wi-Fi. But Mike McCallum said, if you want to make it in this thing, you got to be like a gym rat. Yes. And every time I see Joe, he's in the gym training or he's working in the gym.
Yes, that's facts. A lot of people have to realize that as well. Right. You know, again, coming from humble beginnings, being on the railway, early hours of the morning, working, bare hands in the cold, you know, and Joe's gone again because he's got a dodgy Wi-Fi. But I used to say to him, when he first said he wants to turn pro, I was like, the same effort you're having to put into waking up in the morning and being in the cold, if you can put that into the sport of boxing, there is no doubt you'll be a champion. And that's what it's been thus far. And I say thus far because I'm never letting anyone around me rest on their laurels. you have to work. Work is hard work and struggle that produces results. So as long as Joe continues to do that, it's going to be exciting, Spence. It's going to be exciting. Listen, let's move forward. Joe, as his time, if he comes back on, we'll just be signing him off. But again, we still got a lot to talk about, but we had to start the show. We would have been remiss if we weren't to start the show with the man of the moment, well, certainly the man of our moment, the one and only Joe Kodua, JFK. Spence, is Jake Paul tricking the man then?
Tunde, he's not tricking. He's not tricking
Is
the man.
Jake Paul tricking the man then?
No, he's tricking everybody else. He's not tricking the man then, right? Because I'm gonna try and find it. Let me just try and find what my man when he exposed up the team, right? That allegedly the result, right? The result for Jake Paul's fight against the result for Jake Paul's fight against Julio Cesar Chavez, was already up hours before the fight.
How?
So let me find it. It was on Boxing Bluebird put it out. You know what I mean? And at the time when he put it out, it was actually right. He said, look at this. Listen, Killer Cam, you know, the Jodeci look is back in fashion now. You know, I know you're dancing, brother.
Yeah, bro. That's how I was trying to work out what look is Spencer coming with. He's coming with the Jodeci look. Yeah, the Casey and JoJo look. That's it.
Forever, my lady. That tune was a big boy tune, you know. Oh,
what you?
Forever, my lady. Come on, man.
Forever, my lady. And it means so much to me. There's nothing more special than to raise a family. If there's any doubt in your mind, come on. You can count on me. Come on, Charlie.
Them times, Tunde is the bath in dupe.
Oh, yeah, you know that. Man used to bath in dupe, roll up to the dance, smelling sharp. Come on, Jodeci. So, yeah, that's what
your Patrick Cox.
Carry over the boxing. Come on.
Nah, I'm saying to. You make me lose my train of thought now, bro. Nah, I'm talking about the teething thing. Yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to find the thing right now. I'm going to find it and show you lot, and you can make your own decision.
For me, I mean, I only saw highlights. I haven't watched the fight yet. But to me, it looked like it was orchestrated in the sense that Chavez weren't punching until the last round.
Tunde, I'm telling you now, I found it, yeah?
Bro, don't remember.
Julio Cesar Chavez are currently right now in the 7th round of their fight. But when you go to Google and Google the fight, it gives an accurate breakdown of all their past fights. And then it comes to the current fight, and it says that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. loses a unanimous decision to Jake Paul in 2025. The fight has not even played out yet.
Stop that right there. Stop that right there, Spence. Because we don't want no mashing up the YouTube money.
No, I'm not mashing up the thing. I'm just saying
we should have even just bought blue blood on the thing, but that,
yeah, we should have. I
that
should send him a message, you know.
That is
Let me send him a message. Let me send him a message.
Yeah, send him a message. That's wild, Spence. That a gambling site had already, or a site had already announced the result of the Chavez v. Paul fight before it had even happened. So, I mean, if this is real, if this really is real, I mean, it would have been better if they done it while the fight is going. Sometimes, you know, listen, people can, I mean, we live in a world, an AI world now, where I mean, I see, you know, on YouTube now, you see madness. Like you'll see Floyd holding the pads for GGG or Floyd holding the pads for Javante. But it's obviously not real. Or Floyd holding the pads for Terrence Crawford. And then you will see a headline. So I'm like, YouTube has actually become like Insta.
It has, man.
It's so much clickbait on now, and obviously people are making a living from this.
They certainly are.
They're making a living, but what it's doing is just confusing people. Hence why I'm not on that. It's just, it's ludicrous. Unless you actually hear it from the horse's mouth, it's actually hard to look at information on the net and say that's real. You can't do it nowadays, Spence. We live in a world which is completely AI. It's 98% AI and only 2% truth. That's how I'm like, yeah, Tyrone Booth saying it. It's like AI is getting techie with it these days. And it's true. It's that it's so like, and for people that are really not, you know, because there are a lot of people, even now in present day, that are not, you know, they're not computer savvy, you know, and especially like our parents and even some of us and even some of the younger generation, they listen to this, Spence. And you said, you made a great point. You said perception often is greater than reality.
Yep.
So really, as Denzel's saying, we don't know what's real and what's fake. Is this coming like Total Recall? Remember Total Recall with Arnold?
Big boy film.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's like man was talking about these things and showing us these things years ago. I mean, we've gone into a different conversation, but it's almost though we just, you know, we actually have to see it live to believe it, because anything on the net is very, very, very hard to take in. But in terms of the actual performance, did you see anything in Jake Paul that will make you say, because I see him doing a face-off with Zerdo, I'm like, come on now. Come on.
Zerdo's just trying to boost up. Zerdo's just trying to boost
AJ. He was calling out AJ. I'm like, are people actually believing this?
But you know what, Tunde, yeah? I'm not. We know better. So we can't fight bleachers. Big up yourself, man. Right? Listen, the Terminator was a big boy film.
The Running Man was even bigger.
The Running Man, yeah, listen to me now. Nothing ain't bigger than Terminator. So I don't care. But the Running Man was a big boy film. The Running Man, that was a big boy film. I think the Running Man came out in 87, you know? 87, same time as, yeah, I think that came out in 87, the Running Man. That was a big boy film. You know what I mean? I remember like when they used to put you in that little shuttle thing to fling you into the little bad man zone. And the man said, he said, have you got any words? And then Arnold Schwarzenegger goes, I'll be back. And the man said, yep, only in the reruns.
Yeah, bro, Spencer, you're like you are actually a computer. I think you might even be AI, because bro, the way your memory is just next level. It's next level. You're quoting films of yesteryear verbatim. That's deep.
Come on, that was a big boy film though. I don't think that was a big boy film. Them they managed to get everything on pirate, and the copy was rubbish, but you just wanted to know that you had it.
Yeah, Upman saying, Spence should fight Jake Paul with me in the corner. They do numbers. Yeah,
it would do numbers, but I just got to keep this thing totally 100. Jake Paul is training every day like a professional, right? The only thing I'm training to eat is oxtail and rice and peas from Ballers at Blue Jays Calf, mate.
With Josie in the background. That's how you look like. All right, so we don't really see a prospect of and I saw a very interesting post today, a tweet from Virgil Ortiz saying that Jake Paul is really messing up the sport of boxing because people actually believe that this is real, Spence. And it's like, but people are buying it.
It's the market, and what he's done, he's managed to corner that market. He was on Piers Morgan, yeah, and he bad up Piers Morgan, and like the guy said, oh well, Piers Morgan tried to buy him. I'm like, well, why are you on it? He's obviously because I'm selling my product.
Yeah, he's being real.
Yeah, I'm being real. But I don't need to be on there, but I'm selling my product. The pay-per-views, baby, and the guy does do pay-per-views. And yeah, it is to an extent glorified hype, but you know what? You have to give him his dues, like, because one thing for certain, he does train like a professional fighter, Tom.
Yeah, well, so does Bob down the road.
Yeah, but
So
they
does-
have Bob,
so does
Bob down the
Raheem
road.
Perez.
Bob down the road, yeah, hasn't got Bob down the road hasn't got
A
his
following.
followers. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and he's just capitalizing. He's just capitalizing on the stuff that he's doing.
Okay, well, let's move on from Jake Paul. We saw a tremendous performance by a young man yesterday that has been on our show quite a few times. Him and his dad went at it with Keyshawn Davis live on our show, and we started the Keyshawn Davis business. It was after that show Keyshawn Davis started to realize the power of the internet, and he said it. He said, "Remember, it was you, Master Knowledge. You was you, Master Knowledge, that started this whole thing." Yeah, but last night, Spence, for him to do that to Tevin Farmer,
Tunde, he's a bad man.
and he's more than a bad man. And you know, Tevin Farmer was on talking smoke a few hours before, saying that he don't even need a trainer to beat. He said, I'm so confident I don't need a trainer to beat Schofield. He's saying, if I can't beat Schofield, I shouldn't even be in the game. And this is, again, I keep warning man about talking before it has happened. Yeah. Same thing with this boy, Woodhouse. Yeah. You're talking out the thing before it happens. And now, again, you're waking up this morning questioning yourself. It's because you're trying to play Mystic Meg. And the Mystic Meg thing don't work. It's been proven many times. We're not talking about confidence, because obviously a fighter should definitely have confidence in himself. But sometimes I feel like you don't need to put down another fighter to show your own confidence, if that makes sense. And I feel like all credit has to go to Schofield. And I'm telling you something, Spence.
He's a problem, you know.
I was watching him walking around the ring when they was announcing his name, and you could see he was like he was moving like a young Mike Tyson. Yeah, walking up and down the ring, just looking. His dad was behind him smiling, but he was on violence. You can see, and the combinations, even Tarver said, wow, the speed of this kid, the speed, the power. Remember, bear in mind, most of his knockouts have come in the first 2 rounds, Spence. So Tarver should have known that from the start. Keep your hands up high from the first round. Yeah? So
I was impressed with it.
These are all bots, you know, Spence. They're bots. Because I'm looking at these names. What I've learned is I'm not even going to read out their comment. I'm just banning them. Ban the user and delete their comment. I just call it straight blockage. Spence, so what have you got to say about young Schofield?
Tunde, all I got to say is this, like, hey, are you guys through yet?
Yeah, I got some time right now, yeah.
All right, tell you.
I have like 10 minutes right
now.
Good,
click the link straight away. Just click the link. Your dad's got it on his phone.
It's in WhatsApp?
Yeah, click the link, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go. The Black Book powers have resurfaced. The Black Book powers have resurfaced. There's only one show on YouTube that can just phone a man and get them on the thing within 2 minutes. It don't matter if it's Bud Crawford. It don't matter who. But I still want AJ to come in this thing here, you know. With your brother. That's my brother. I still want AJ.
He blessed. Come on, man. He did blitz the show, man. He gave that fantastic interview, man. That's one of our highest numbers.
Yeah. AJ went even one better. He actually done the sit down.
Right.
And
so you cannot knock that on the inside. That was fantastic work. And that's the first time that Manny came into the thing, you know?
Yes. So big up, our Don Anthony Joshua. We're still back in man.
Man said the black book come from Harry Potter.
Everyone knows about Spencer's black book. It's formidable. It is impressive to say the least. There is nobody that can do this in the sport of boxing. But you have to be highly respected to, be able to just contact, because these young men have busy lives. You got to imagine the amount of people that want to speak to them at any particular time, and in that they got to fit in their training, their physios and all sorts of stuff. So I never take anything for granted in the sense that you got to just give these guys a lot of respect. But we'll wait for Floyd to click the link. In the meantime, thank you, our brother Michael
Lewinsky,
for the £5. He says, thoughts on the breaking news today, Devon Haney versus Norman Jr. in Saudi. And I was speaking to Bill earlier. I did send him the link, but Bill's a busy man. But let me see if I can.
Yeah. Sorry, Tony. Schofield saying that the link where he is really bad. So we'll just do it over the phone, yeah?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Jolene, big up Jolene. She said, hey, Tunde and Spencer, hope all is well. Glad I caught the live. I watched all the boxing last night too. Kid Austin was great. And after, he was even better. What a kid. And it's real. This
is real.
This you is impressive, Spence. He's impressive. I just think the way his father has TBG saying, "Where's Bill Haney at?" Let me see. I'm gonna chance it. I did send him the link, so if he didn't phone, there's a reason why he didn't pick up. He hasn't phoned. But let me see. I'm WhatsApping him. Yeah, he's saying he's unavailable.
1 second.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear it too?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We've got you. We've got Kid Austin live on the Fight Is Right. He just told me that the link where he is, because in the airport going back home now. So the reception, it's a weak link. So it's fine. We've got you live on the phone anyway. All we want to say is this. Tunde, my partner in legality, was just saying how impressive that you was in the fight. You were marching up and down in the ring like a young Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
How did you perform so viciously last night?
I just listened to my dad's game plan. My dad and my coaches, I just listened to their game plans. They had the right game plan, and we just executed it.
Yeah, right. Did you expect it to end that early? Because this is the sharpest I've ever seen you fight.
Sharp.
Actually, I thought Tevin, I knew I could stop him. Did I think I was going to stop him? Not really, because I know Tevin's like a veteran. He knows how to survive. But no, the stoppage, when it came super early, I was shocked myself. Even my dad was like, I thought you would at least have stopped him by the 6th round. But, a lot of people were shocked. I got the stoppage in the 1st round. My coach was the only one that betted on the stoppage for the 1st round, my strength coach. So, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I know there's a lot of controversy after when you pulled out of the Shakur Stevenson fight, and a lot of people were questioning you and your father. Do you think you shut up all of those doubters with the performance that you put in last night?
I wouldn't say I shut up the doubters, because you're always gonna have doubters and haters, but I know I definitely showed that I earned respect. Show me my respect, and because a lot of those doubters had me losing or getting stopped by Tevin Farmer. So I feel like now that I could do that to such a savvy fighter like Farmer, I deserve the respect.
Right. So, go on, Ton.
No, I say absolutely, Floyd, because it's so funny. I watched the interview just today. Obviously, the fights happened. I watched the interview, and I saw Tevin Farmer talking about, he can beat you without no trainer. So I'm saying he must be listening to himself this morning. I really retracting those words, but I just feel like
speak for him, Spencer, because I can't.
Yeah, no problem. I will speak for Tunde.
Yes.
So, what's the question, Tunde? What's the question that you're asking?
No, I was saying that I was watching an interview with Kevin Farmer, and he was saying that he could beat you with no trainer, and as you said, most people feel that this was a step too far for you too soon. So, I mean, you showed everyone last night you're a problem. Your dad has been telling us for so long, watch what my son does. So, how do you feel in terms of you this morning after a performance such like that?
Yeah, how do you feel after the performance that you put in yesterday, Kid Austin?
I'm satisfied with my performance. I know there's bigger things to come, and I know there's a lot more I have to prove. But I'm satisfied, just being able to shut up all the haters and all the people who counted me out. That's I think the best thing about this victory so far. Like I said, it hasn't hit me yet. I think it's gonna hit me when we get home, and that's when it's actually gonna hit me. Like I actually did it. But as of now, it's just great that I was able to shut up the doubters.
Well, let me tell you this now, Kid Austin. Your Uncle Spencer is talking here. That performance, yeah, I'm just letting you know this now. That performance, I've never ever seen you look that sharp. Never have I seen you look that. That was picture perfect, artful butchery, and that's what we got from you. And what are we expecting to see from you in the future?
Hopefully, like Oscar said, that's a pay to Shakur, maybe get the winner. If not, bigger things to come. I know they'll guide me the right way, but expect me to be, always on point. Just getting better and better. I'm getting older, getting wiser. And, every fight you don't have to go through wars and, go through so many cuts and battles. Sometimes it's okay to box smart. And, I feel like you guys are going to see a lot of growth from me.
And on that note, because I know that you're at the airport and you're about to go. Sorry, Tunde was going to say something. Go on, Tunde.
No, because I feel like that's what people were really looking at Kid as, like a brawler. It's just a high-paced brawler. But last night he showed a skill set there, an aggressive skill set there.
Yeah, last night you showed an aggressive skill set that we usually we're seeing. It's like thuggery, but we don't see the sharpness in your punching. What do you attribute getting that sharpness of your punching? Because everything was aligned for you last night.
Just basically, like I said, it comes down to my dad. They said make sure I just go out there, be me, stay calm. I don't have to go out there looking for the knockout. And that's what I did. And, me not actually going out there looking for the knockout presented itself. I took the opportunity and he was there. I was studying Tevin all week. And even it got to the point my dad was like, you don't have to study him no more. We have the game plan. But I was studying like every time I wake up before I go to bed, I'm just watching Tevin. And I was able to, when he made a mistake, I was able to capitalize on it because, I just was studying him for like the whole training camp every day. I don't think there was a day I didn't study his fight. Every morning in the car ride to the gym, I'm studying Tevin. And I feel like I was able to capitalize on that.
And all I can say to that was congratulations. And so, I mean, there are a couple guys now out here now. Who would you like to be in there next with?
I would love to be in there with the winner, of course, of Beta. I would love the winner of Lamont Tank. You got Raymond Morataya. I don't know what he's doing, but any of those top guys, I feel like I'm ready for my title shot. But like I said, I'll leave it up to Oscar and my dad to decide what they want to do with my career.
And on that note, all I can do is wish you all of the best. You know what? I was mightily impressed. So, I was mightily impressed with what you put in yesterday. So, thank you for jumping on the Fighters Right at short notice. Unfortunately, we couldn't get you on the live link because you're in the airport. But thanks for giving us the time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wi-Fi at home, so I'll be good.
All right. He wants to come on tomorrow, so maybe we could do a little link with him tomorrow, Tom.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, then, Kid Austin. Travel safe. Love to the family, your beautiful missus, and your little boy. Yeah, love, my bro.
Thank you, love.
Take care. God bless. Yeah, man.
Austin is developing to a great young man, Spence. You can see as he spoke about his maturity and how he feels now. You can hear it in the way he speaks. He's becoming more of his own man, and I feel like
you can hear the maturity, Tunde. You can hear the maturity.
The dad has done the job. You know, we become the mouthpiece for as long as is needed, you know, and then you have to let them go into who they are and let them express themselves. Sometimes the mouthpiece really it works. It can work for longer than it actually needs to. But I'm really loving the way the game plan has been set out by his father, and he now is controlling his destiny, but still having the humbleness to listen and take orders and instructions from his dad.
Yeah, Tunde, I'm mightily impressed with a young man, but there's more than just one reason. Because what I'm trying to say is this: it's like a lot of people on the inside were saying, "Well, he's in with Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer's a sneaky old pro, right? And like he's gonna give him rounds. He may expose him, may make him look bad. This is from certain experienced people. I don't even call their names because they called it completely wrong, right? But the way he just ramsacked Tevin wasn't even nice. It wasn't nice to him. I'm just gonna be real with you.
It was
absolutely
nice.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. We got to talk about this Devon Haney
Tunde,
Brian Norman fight. We have to talk about this fight, Spence.
Tun, I'm telling you. Look, Tun, it's November, right?
November.
November.
I've just tried to get Bill on the phone, but you know, obviously when Bill ain't picking up the phone, that means business is going on. So because I spoke to him earlier and I wasn't even thinking we were just talking about business, and then it was when I was talking to you, I was like, bro, I just had Bill on the phone. Let me just see. So I've sent him the link, tried to phone him there, but he's just put it, you know, when you just press the red phone.
Yeah, he's talking, you know, but right now it's blowing for Bill.
It's blowing.
The thing about it is this, his son needs this fight.
His son needs it, you say?
Yeah, he does. Reason being is because this Brian Norman, in the welterweight division, he's the real deal.
Then what would you say is the thinking behind making a match like this, other than there's money and there's legacy involved? I think that's the only two things.
Because Brian Norman is an extremely strong fighter, right? And his key attributes, he's strong and he's patient. And Bill's looking at it like, I believe my son will outbox this guy because my son's got the greater boxing IQ. And that's what he believes. And I mean, I believe that's what Bill Haney's thinking. Like, my son will outbox this kid. Right? Yeah, you can bang, but bang against who? That's what he's thinking.
Yeah, but, and I know that feeling as well. I know that.
But and this is to counterbalance it. Because Tunde's got a welterweight, Tunde's studying all of the welterweights around, or anybody who's like anyone from 140 to 154, Tunde's studying them. Because I know what Tunde's like, right? And it was Tunde that brought this Brian Norman. Let me tell you, see that up-to-date boxing and all the rest of it? I'm not too immersed with it. Constantly on a day-to-day basis, when I'm indoors, you know what I mean? Even when I'm out on the road, I'm watching old fights. I'm watching historic fights. But not knowing, like, the fights that are happening right now, tomorrow, they are going to be etched, if they're great fights, they're going to be etched in history. So it was Tunde that brought, this Brian Norman, they want to leave him alone, right? So, and I was mightily impressed with Brian Norman last week when he defended his title in Japan, right? That was horrible. That knockout was horrible to him. And the thing about it is this, he was practicing that left hook on the bag. He was practicing that left hook in the change room, right? And the thing about it is this, is like the kid has total belief in his punching power, right? Right. He has total belief in his punching power. But the thing about it is this, if Devon Haney can smother that punching power and nullify that punching power on boxing ability and IQ, I believe that Devon Haney is above. Because people still seem to forget Devon Haney was the youngest undisputed champion. You know what I mean? Are we forgetting that? Devin Haney has gone through the ranks, traveled, been around, great fighters, picked up things from all of these for a plethora of time. It's not like, oh, I've just come into boxing. But the thing is this. Has something gone away from Devin Haney since the controversial loss which got overturned, right, against Ryan Garcia?
I don't think so. And no matter what people want to say about running and all this running talk, people need to go and watch the fight. Devin was skilling up my guy. You took man's talk, when people are running, people talk about he was running as running. Well, then if I'm running, do something about it. Do something about it. Because ultimately, Spence, it's boxing.
Yeah.
And let's get it right. Devin has been the one that has taken the challenges. Before Turkey Al-Sheikh started to say that, you know what? Boxers should be paid more. They should be given more for what they do in that squared circle. Devin was taking the chances. Devin was the one fighting. I remember Bill phoning me in the car. He's like, Tunde, man. Tunde. Yeah, man, we fighting Linares. And I'll be honest with you. He said, what do you think? What do you think? And obviously, that's my guy. But I was like, bro, Linares is not a joke, you know.
Yeah, he's not a joke. He clearly outpointed Linares, but he did get wobbled in that fight.
But what I'm saying is, he took the gamble, but it wasn't a gamble to Bill, because Bill's with Dev has built Dev, advised Dev
from the ground up. Yeah, from the ground up.
So Bill knew, and then the Prograde fight, Spence. Prograde's not a joke. And he made Prograde, who again is a big puncher, look like easy work.
All right, but Prograde ain't no puncher like this Brian Norman you.
Yeah, but it's different weights. He was a puncher for that weight class.
But
now, and then, I remember, and then he beat the great Lomachenko. I don't care what anyone says about close fight. He beat the great Lomachenko, Spence. Wound him up with body shots, skilled him up. And we know what this sport is about. It's about IQ. It's having the ability to outthink a man over the long distance. And so, yes, we've seen Brian Norman knock guys out with this one punch and everything, but you said it right, against who? Has he done that against, and I'm not saying he hasn't wanted the opportunity to do that, because he's been calling for the Boots fight from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when I saw Bill, or I didn't see Bill, but I saw the picture of Dev going over to Japan, I'm saying, hold on, what's going on here? What is this what he's looking to fight these men? And lo and behold, Bill's on the phone to me today. Tell me, man, we got work. So let's hope the stars align and I'm there helping Dev for this fight against Brian Norman. Because one thing I'll be doing my study, as Bill knows, to help Devin become successful in that fight if the stars align and I'm there. Let's even hope that AY is on the same bill. So I just feel that. Yeah, so I just feel that Devin Haney, again, what will people say if he is to, from the time I see Devin walking into the ring, he's a G, Spence. He's a G. Because this is one of the most avoided fighters on the circuit today, Brian Norman Jr. And we saw why. So it's I'm salivating at a fight of this magnitude. And Saeed has said it. Dev has the pretty boy attitude. He said Dev. He actually said Dev needs the pretty boy attitude, but I would say that he has the pretty boy attitude in the sense that when Floyd was young, he was beating the best. Moved up to 135, fought Castillo, beat him up. Moved up to 140.
Hold up, Tunde.
Go on, say what you're saying. I know you.
He never won.
you-
Floyd didn't win that first fight, son. I don't listen what you want to say.
Bro,
Floyd
let's
didn't
not
win
even
that
go
first fight.
there.
Who?
Let's not even go there. What do you mean
He
he
didn't
never
beat
won
him.
the
He didn't
first
beat him
fight?
the first fight, son.
Yes, he did, sir.
No, he never. He got the decision. He didn't beat him.
He beat him. I don't care what anyone says. And it was-
Listen, he got the. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad because I've never learned anything from someone who's agreed from me. They're not my words. They're the words of Margaret Thatcher.
Love
You know
it,
what I mean?
love it.
I don't
Said,
believe.
Go on.
I don't believe that Floyd ever beat Castillo in the first fight. He got the decision. I don't
Okay.
believe. But what I am going to say is this: is a close fight. Close fights are not robberies, right? Close fights are not robberies. Close fights are actually close fights, right? I believe that. I believe that the wrong man. I'm only going by what the late great George Foreman, who was ringside, fought as well. Also, what Larry Merchant fought, and that's what I'm going for, right? But the fight that I watched, I didn't believe that he won that fight. I believe that he lost that fight by 2 rounds. But because everybody was saying, nah, we don't think that he won the fight, Floyd automatically ran it back, right?
Yes,
And made it look so easy.
exactly. And that's what the champ. That's what the true champs do.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what the true champs
Right?
do.
Unlike possibly one of Britain's greatest ever fighters, in Joe Kawasaki, right?
Yes.
When he fought Robin Reed, right?
Yeah, I was at that fight.
That was, I think that was 98, innit? Right?
Yeah,
When he,
Tyson undercard.
on the Tyson undercard.
Yeah, Tyson Julius.
Right, Tyson Julius, so that was 99, right? When he boxed that, yeah, I remember watching that fight at the Sports Caf down in Piccadilly Circus, right?
Yeah.
I remember Tunde went down to the fight and in Manchester, and he sees certain man blacking their way to get through. It was a madness. I remember that fight as well, you know. I remember Ambrose Medi tried getting, he had bought his tickets and they'd kick him out.
Bro, Said, what are you talking about? Get Yarde busy, bro. We're halfway through the year. He's had 2 fights. He's a championship fighter. World championship fighters they're lucky if they have 2 fights for the whole year. And we all know, you're talking about my business now. We all know people made handshake agreements to fight Callum Smith in August 16th. Now I'm seeing all this maneuvering as usual, just like we had with our other serial ducker. Yeah. Bro, we're ready to fight. We're ready to fight. August the 16th was supposed to be, we were told that August the 16th was the date. So we have moved forward. Now it's Dylan versus Atoma on that date, and Nick Ball and Kakashi. But we were told we were fighting that time. So I don't know what you're talking about. And is a world-class fighter, already fought twice for the year, and we want to fight again. So it's always been the same thing. We just have to focus on our destiny, on our mission. And I'm sure the promoters, Turkey Al Sheikh, will make this thing happen. But you can go on.
Stop talking out of the business, man. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, I'm just saying.
Do that, no energy. Skyline was cracking out. Skyline, yeah. Tunde, do you remember the days we used to go Tiger?
I remember Tiger. Yeah. Come on.
Bro.
Chelsea.
Bro, that place to get better money at me, you know, to buy a 50 bottle of champagne like an idiot.
Tiger used to be the spot. Come on, you know that.
That was
Your
the
foolish used to be down there, parked up. No, I'm thinking about Blue Elephant.
Blue Elephant. You're thinking about Blue Elephant.
Elephant was the one.
Blue Elephant was serious still. Not gonna lie.
That's the main spot. Blue Elephant.
I remember, but it was teeth in there too.
Bro, the prices was.
It was teeth. And people just went there to spend money to say, yeah, I'm going Blue Elephant. Brother, I want man to realize, that I get a better box of food, from Ballers on Portland Road. I want man to Ballers Hotspot. If you want the best food, go there. And if you want a breakfast, you go to Blue Jays. All on Portland Road, SE25. That's where you go. But yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the boxing talk. So we were saying that you got a phone or something, Spence. I can hear the echo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we were saying that Devon taking a shot like this is massive. Some people was even already saying Dev's going to get knocked out. And what people have to understand is when true fighters, true trainers of true fighters and managers of true fighters here talk like that, all it does is spur them on.
10 minutes. Right.
All that does is spur them on. All that does that makes them say, all right, cool, I'm going to prove you to everyone, and especially those that are saying it, that it ain't what you think it is. And this is the beauty of the sport of boxing. So one thing I know about Bill Haney, the challenge is here's something him and Dev love. And I just feel that that's going to be brilliant when that fight is taking place. Saeed, come on, it's going to happen. And this is why you have to have an inner faith and know that the fights would eventually take place. But yeah, what other fight was there? There was the Bill Norman, and obviously Spence. Spence is on the phone again. I don't know who he's talking to.
Go on.
Spence, it was announced a few hours ago. The rematch is on. Conor Ben versus
September 20th.
Eubank Jr.
September 20th, Tunde. And that is a big boy fight. September 20th. It's a big boy fight. Because
what is your immediate reaction? Here we got Bill Haney live on the Fight Is Right, people. Let me see what's going on. Wait. My brother. Wait. The people got to see you, Bill. Wait. Where's my camera? I got to turn this.
Jump to the link, Tunde.
I've sent Bill. Bill, why don't you just press the link? Oh, yeah. All right. Cool.
Good.
Bro, we got black book. My one is the blue book because Spence is the black book.
I tell you why Tunde's book is the blue book.
My book's the blue. Let me put the banner up from now.
Yeah, here put it up on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on The Fight Is Right. The man that always has the plan. The man that does not listen to the narratives, he creates the narratives. The one, the only, Mr. Bill Magic Man, the master, the genius. Hi, the one and only Bill Haney.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. My brothers. Hey,
Bill,
man, how are you guys, man?
Every time I see you, man, it's just that the energy level goes up. It goes up, brother.
What'd you say?
I said every time I see you.
You know what? Let me see. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell me. No, I just want to make sure that I'm hearing you and it's not distortion on my part. Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear. No, I was saying.
Okay, perfect.
I was saying every time I see you, the energy level just increases immediately. Yeah, brother.
Alhamdulillah. Allah has blessed me beyond belief. I'm walking in true purpose. And through, you know what I mean? When you find your purpose, then it's unlimited passion. And that's being, you know what I mean, a father first. You know what I mean? Manager, trainer, and all those things second. So, you know, I'm working happily, proudly, you know what I mean, and successfully. Because in my belief, it's always alhamdulillah. I think that, you know, as they create the narratives, it gives us an opportunity just to show how strong we are. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm living in New York now, and I don't know what you guys might say. You know what I mean? One of the best cities in the world, and you know I'm getting nothing but love. So a lot of that you see is, you know, you see that New York energy in me right now.
Listen, how are you finding it down there? Because I just know you as a Vegas man through and through. You and Dev. Yeah. But Dev, you know, Dev's now a man of the world. He has the ability, and again, something that I always say that, listen, apples don't fall far from the tree. And what you have done with your son is just really a light to others. You know, because sometimes even though the fighters that or the trainers that deal with fighters is not their biological children, they are their children in a respect. And I feel like the example that you've laid down for us, it's just something that people need to study. And like anything, like all the greats, they don't really get the respect while they're here, while they're doing their thing. But we are always looking to change that narrative. We're giving everybody their flowers now. We ain't waiting for.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
We're
I think you know, and I've been vocal about the organization that I represent and that I started as Parent to Partner. And through that, we help parents transition to being partners in their last name and not their first, and finding the blessings and finding the satisfaction and knowing that you're doing what God has ordained, that has given you the natural ability, the instincts, the wherewithal, and the intuition to understand your kid and understand where they are. But it's not from a dictatorship position. It's not from a leadership position. It's from a partnership. You become a partner, and that's in whatever they might do. You know what I mean? And if you don't do that, then they go look and find a partner in society. And we know that becomes very tricky to find a partner that's going to be fair and tell them exactly where the business is at and where it should be going. You know what I mean? And it's just an opinion of your partner. And, you know, as you build out that infrastructure, it starts at home. You know what I mean? And that's what I believe. And when you talk about having that young man and you partnering up with him, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a parent. You can have parent-like qualities, but ultimately I think that the partnership, the understanding that it's their career and navigating them where they're at and not where you want to be. You know, I call Devin Debo, right? Because he's pulling up on these guys, and it's him pulling up, and I'm riding along with him. I'm the guy that's, you know, heckling and chuckling, and everybody want to get a hold to me. And I'm saying, there's Debo right there. You know what I mean? You know, so you know, to see him pull up like that, right? And let me tell you one other thing that we did that was different, Tunde, is that we celebrated everything that's in or around our division. When they pointed the light at us and said, "What you want to do?" We said, not only do we know what we want to do, but we know the guys that we want to do it with. And we celebrated them. One of the guys that we celebrated was Brian Norman, before everyone knew who Brian Norman was. And I think that's where the new business model is. We're celebrating each other. You know what I mean? We're letting the world know what that Mount Rushmore of boxing looks like. And as we knock them off and we scratch them off the list, then it's almost going to seem like we prophesized it.
Because I saw the list. I saw your hit list. And I was like, what's Brian Norman doing on there? What's Boots doing on there? And I'm like, anything Bill is putting out there, it's the real thing. It's not for show. Dev actually and Bill, these are the fights they want to make. And I was saying just before you came on, I don't want to hear nothing when Dev goes out there and puts on another masterclass. I don't want to hear nothing, because we've got to give Dev this kind of respect. Because when I saw the picture of Dev pulling up in, you're talking about Debo. I saw the picture of Dev pulling up in Japan. I'm like, hold on, I'm not even seeing Bill around there, but I know Bill must be somewhere around there. And it's amazing to see Dev, you know, controlling and navigating his own career. And with you right there.
But they don't want to. Yeah, but they, you know, shout out to what you and what Anthony is doing as well. You know what I mean? And you guys need to be celebrated, because being out in free agency, what they would call it, but it's not really free agency. It's a place where you're building and willing to you know, have an event with anyone. You know what I mean? And that's the best place in the world for me to be in, is being able to provide the people the best event. And that's whatever promoter that you guys choose to work with, whatever network, whatever. I believe that that's the best place that a fighter can be in, and that's the best mindset as well.
Yes,
What I'd like
absolutely.
to ask you, Bill, is this like this fight, because I was mightily impressed with Brian Norman's defense last week of his title, and how he set up the left hook. What was the thinking in saying that you wanted to fight him?
Hey man, listen, we probably gonna be looking at left hooks until y'all tell us to start picking people that have right hands. You know what I mean? It's left hook, left hook, left hook. Everybody said we can't do a left hook, so why not pick the guy that just had the most brutal left hook in boxing? But you know what? I tell this, they don't tell the whole story. Is you know, shout out to the Japanese team who came out and said that, you know, they recovered their memory after, I think about a week or something like that, because he had forgot everything for like the last 2 months, but he regained his memory from what I'm hearing, right? And you know, the first thing that he said was, you know what he said, Spencer?
No, sir. What did he say?
He said Brian Norman can punch like a motherfucker, but Brian Norman better not fuck with Devin Haney.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Who said that? Who said that,
Yeah.
Bill?
The Japanese guy who got all the time.
The Japanese kid, soon as he came back to life, soon as he came back with his memory, he said, God damn, Brian Norman can punch, but he better stay away from Devin Haney.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we think. Yeah, that's what we think about the shit. Spread around that. Tell him that Bill Haney said that. That's what he heard. Yeah, that's what Bill Haney heard, and that's what Bill Haney think about it.
Wow. So have you any prior dealings? Sorry, my charger's run out, so I'm gonna have to move the thing. Have you had any prior dealings with the Japanese guy in terms of working with him, sparring, or even with Brian Norman?
No. Shout out to both of them. You know what I mean? That's you know, I'm just shooting the shit when I say that. I would have never shot that joke and comment if the guy wasn't back healthy and on top of his game. You know what I mean? So he's the Japanese kid is back. He's healthy. Of course, you know, he said that, you know, Brian, a tremendously talented, dangerous fighter. And you know, as soon as it happened, Dev said that he wanted him. You know, nothing more, nothing less.
Definitely. Spence?
You know
Hey, hold
what?
on. Is that the cops? Is that the cops are here in the background, Bill?
Yeah, they might be chasing the fans chasing the fans away that are mad that Devin is on his 8th championship fight at 26 years old.
Wow. That needs to
So
be
now
told.
it's going to be undisputed. It's going to be undisputed, youngest undisputed, and 3-division champion. Inshallah, that he's successful. This is what stories are made of. This is something that's beautiful. I believe that the narrative should be dispelled. It should be ripped up, torn apart, that a father and son can't do it. It's another one that's going to come along and come behind us that's watching right now. And they saying, that's us. They like, they go, listen, that's us. They're talking about us. Because that's what this shit is meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We only wanted to crack the ceiling because we wanted to open up opportunities for everybody else. That's all.
Yes.
So
Wait, Spencer, because it's not because Spencer and I will do a wonderful job of putting fighters in places that's more comfortable for them than it is challenging.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? For those fighters, you got to understand the difference. What Anthony is doing now is challenging. What Devin is doing now is challenging because they're making themselves opening to the world as world champions. You know what I mean? You make yourself as a world fighter, as a world beater. You then, you know what I mean? You're not, and I'm saying this, when you're young and you're building, sometimes you might require that, you know, a promotional arm to build you. But do not start complaining of when they build what they build and they want to control what you think you in control of. No, they build it.
Okay.
So when you get into those opportunities of entrepreneurship and it's real quiet, right? Those are the times when you work. Those are the time you work. Don't get discouraged. Don't call them up and say, I'm ready to take the slave deal. No. What you do is You hit the circuit. You go to the platforms like this platform. You know what I mean? Stamina for Sale. You go to the 7/8. You go to, I'm over there with Rapstar in the UK. I'm you know what I mean? Like I'm wearing the places where people love and follow the sport that we in. You know what I mean? And I think if fighters and parents and teams and managers should know, do your part first. Reach out to the people, touch the people. You know what I mean? Do that first, and then tell me if you still need help. Don't say you need help first, and you haven't grabbed the lowest hanging fruit, and that's out promoting what you love and know best. That's your son.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
We saw Brian Norman Senior, his father, like say some pretty geography stuff about when his son knocks out Devon and all the rest of he's going to walk over him. How would you address that? Because I didn't hear you address it on the podcast that he's on. How would you address that, sir?
It's finally, I need somebody to come and say something. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. Just do it then. When the fight comes, you do it. Come on. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not in the brand killing or fight killing. If y'all said that was the guy, then that's enough. I wouldn't even, listen, man, whatever you saying, the reason why we picking you is because they saying it. If they wasn't picking you, then I wouldn't give a fuck what you saying. So you don't have to say anymore.
Come on.
You already made the list. You already made the list. Listen, he made the list before he said that shit. So So I mean, it's his first rodeo and it's his first time around. So we gotta let him get off some viral shit. You know what I mean? Let him say some shit, and that's cool. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight it. The fight is gonna come then, and we're veterans in this shit enough to know now that Turkey Al-Sheikh has put the money on the table, and he's made he's made it good enough that we can stay focused. And that's what I'm saying is right now we're at a different level of strategism and preparation than maybe they are.
Yes, sir. Michael Lewinsky has asked a question. He said, ask Bill how it ended up being made after negotiations seemingly fell apart a few days ago.
Well, I mean, we're with, I don't think people talk about it enough that, Devin is with Turkey and has also, Turkey has seen the list. He saw the list privately before the world saw it because what they asked is, who will Devin fight? I said, you mean, who he won't fight?
Yeah.
I said, is that what you mean, who he won't fight? You know what I mean? That would probably be something easier. If he would have said it, before he could say it, I said nobody. I said everybody. It's Devin Haney versus everybody. I said it privately and then I said it publicly. But like I said, when you talk about the fighters and the kings and what they represent, it's time to fight. It's time to get it on. It's time to do what the greats did, and that's put on performances of our lifetime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, I was talking about it just before you come in, where all this running talk, yeah. And I'm saying to myself, did people actually watch Dev's last fight, or are they just watching or listening to certain people? Because I don't think they actually watched the fight. Because the foot movement was, and you know what makes me laugh? I listened to Shay Mosley interview, and he said he watched Dev in camp. He said, "Wow, I never seen that." Like he was overly impressed with Dev. He said, "This guy."
Well, the thing about it is, we got.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What we rehearse for is first, second, third gear. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Of course, with that fight, if you don't close if you can't close the left side, then you're gonna never get us out of first. We're gonna totally exploit that side, and we're gonna go back to the right side. I mean, Devin is a lateral movement fighter, and it's the worst kind of fighter that for a fighter that only has one hand.
If you
don't have both, if you only have one style, one hand, and not equal power in both sides, then Devin's style is going to present a problem, and we know that. You know what I mean? So what I said is that I wanted to show the world that if we don't want to get hit with anything, we're not. And each time that we've done shows, sometimes we've done shit that was fan friendly and it didn't work. It worked against us. and sometimes we pitched shutouts and went straight to the bank. You know what I mean? It's just it's one of those things. We know that this is a tournament. This is, you know, this is the last man standing. So we know that we got to win. We got to win, and we got to win, and that's what it is. And not get hurt.
Yes,
you get hurt, you know, you can't make it. Listen, Ryan Garcia, he couldn't make it to the next round, and then Teofimo, and then the Mento, and all the stuff. This game is about winning, and that's what it is.
Yes, sir. That was a brilliant way to deal with that question. Spence?
Yeah, I'm saying this, Bill. Not looking past this Brian Norman fight, yeah? But seeing as you said, like, he's not looking past this Brian Norman fight, but seeing as you said that you had a list and Turkey's seen the list, who else was on that list, brother Bill?
Well, listen. When we talked about the four kings. We talked about, obviously, and I can't reiterate it more. Every place I go, I said, well, you know, with Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean. He lost to one awkward fight night. You know, he had a bad night, and you know what I mean. He, you know, the PED scandal and all those things, and Tank Davis, he lost to another one of the kings. Tank Davis now has a draw on his record, which can be a blemish. You have Teofimo Lopez, who lost, had a bad night against George Kambosos and lost, and of course you have us, who have the no contest NC on there. You know what I mean? We could parade around and act like that. You know what I mean? We're undefeated, and you know what I mean, and we're with our nose in the air. Or we can do what we believe is being an old school fighter, old school camp, having an old school mindset, and saying, let's get to it. You dig what I'm saying? Let's get to it so we can get through it. And salute all the other teams. Put the Brian Normans on there, the dangerous ones on the list. Put the Mario Barrioses and the Tanks, and you know, put the Ryan Garcias at the very bottom of the list. Out of respect for the fans and everybody that want to see the rematch. But of course, and you know, and put Shakur Stevenson and Javante Davis at the top of the list with the opportunity to come up.
What do you think about this young Kid Austin's last night performance? Because I know you're everywhere. You watch all the boxing.
Oh yeah, heck of an intro into the big stage and big time boxing in the lightweight division. You know what I mean? Kudos to him. You know what I mean? And kind of a bitter farewell to a real gentleman of the game in Tevin Farmer. You know, a real gentleman. And when you guys see him and all his promo and all that, he's going to put his whole heart and soul into it. You know what I mean? Whether he's healthy, whether he's, you know, lost a step, gained a step, you know what I mean? He's always been a class act, you know, in the promotion and out. And when I'll say that, I'll say you'll see times where a fighter like a Ryan will just trash a promotion. You'll see other fighters like Teofimo Lopez, they trash the promotion, they trash the promoter, they trash the venue, they trash the network, they trash it. You've never seen that in Tevin Farmer. So you know what I mean? All respects to him. And you know what I mean? Welcoming, you know, no matter how strange and, you know, the relationship might be with the Schofields and you know, Floyd Sr. But you know, shout out to them and kudos to them and their moves. You know what I mean? I think that I'm happy that fathers and teams are now starting to be highlighted as the duos that they are, because it's been going on since the beginning of time with this stuff. You know what I mean? There's always a sharpshooter, and it's always someone that's giving him the coordinates. So it's been going on, but now I'm happy to be a part of a fraternity of a lot of, you know, top flight dads, you know what I mean, who don't mind coming on and defending their kids, rightfully so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bill, so, I mean, look, have we got a precise date for this Norman Haney fight, or Haney-Norman fight, shall I say?
It's November, right?
Yeah, but yes, it's November because Turkey said it, and I can't say the date because I can't blow the money. That's not my job. My job was to sign it.
Yeah, we can't blow that money, man.
We
So
can't blow the money. I just say it's going down. You know what I'm saying? So you know I'm
yeah,
gonna call you on the bat. You know I'm gonna call you on the bat line and give you everything that you know what I mean that we share because of our brotherhood and
yes,
relationship. You as well, Spencer. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And we'll talk about it and we'll come back and let the people know as soon as we can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the
Absolutely,
man with the plan, the one always my brother in this thing. We
Spencer.
still talk about the van, the black van. We was rolling to 50 cents, Jim Bill.
Oh man, listen.
This
Hey,
has been a journey.
I still got that van. If we ever put anything in the museum, Devon's museum, it would be that van, that
That
Mercedes
van.
Sprinter that we went everywhere. And we got quite an education as well because people
Yes,
don't know that me and Tunde, we were studying the game, we were studying the greats way back then. You know
way
what I
back.
mean? And we foreseen that if Allah gave us the opportunity to be in this position, we would be qualified enough based on professors that we were studying under. You know
Come
what I
on.
mean? So it's King. So it's good. It's good to see you over here, man. It's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Don't worry, man. We gonna be there soon, man. We gonna be there soon.
Yeah. Well, listen. I'm gonna tell you the hottest independent team in the U.S. is Devin, the Dream, and Bill Haney. You know what I'm saying? And the hottest team in the UK, independent, Lions only, Lions in the cap.
Yes, sir.
Tunde and Anthony. You dig?
100%.
100%? Huh?
100%. 100%,
Listen,
brother.
absolutely, brother. So we're going to keep on inspiring them, man. Let me know if anything that I can do. I'm on
Yes.
speed dial for both of my brothers, man. And I'll see you guys soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Take care,
America-
brother.
Hey, wait. And if Tunde got time and if he accepts the gig, you know he will be right there with Devin. You know, the only reason he ain't been there because he's been busy in the UK with Anthony. So, world, you might be in trouble.
Yes, sir. It's coming. It's
All right,
going
cool.
to happen. It's
All
going
right,
to
man.
happen.
We work. We work.
Listen, man, and that is a power move. Haney and Tunde in the corner supporting me, my young Dev, and you're here, son, one of the sons. Hey, your other boys boxing now.
Hey, listen.
As well,
Hey, Tunde. Yeah. Hey, Tunde, but you got to tell the truth. When they tried to throw the scribes away, you know what I mean? I grabbed one and you took one to the UK. I grabbed one and I took one away. You know what I mean? Listen,
Yes.
Yeah. It didn't die. It only multiplied.
Yes.
Come
sir.
on.
And listen,
Yes,
my son,
sir.
my son, he's 15. He's been around the game. Of course, he was born in it, right? I never encouraged the sport because it's a dangerous sport. It's a blood sport. It's everything that you feel like that a person should naturally have or want to have. You don't necessarily encourage. I didn't necessarily encourage it with Dev. I took Dev to the gym as a form of discipline because he was already fighting, and then found out that he had the talent that he has. With Sean, he had tennis. He was in tennis, obviously, because we had a tennis court in the backyard. And I was like, well, shit, that would be dope, right? So we spent from 10 to 15 working on feet work. Watch this. So it's hit the ball and move because you got to get back ready to hit the ball again. So you hit the ball and move. No different than you hitting the opponent. Hit the opponent and move. Hit the opponent and move. So you know what I mean? The kinetic chain is there. The feet are there. You know what I mean? The aptitude is there.
So Sean is boxing now.
He is.
Oh wow! Cause I saw an interview with him, and he was like, "Man, I'll run up in your gym, beat up all your boys already." So I said, "Oh my goodness, what is going on?"
Man, listen, just like Devin, you know what I mean? When you get that thing. When I took Dev to the gym, it was like he was a natural. You know, Sean, when he had some sparring on there, you know, he busted a kid's nose and he saw some blood and he went crazy. He's been, you know what I mean? He's been shadow boxing. You know, young fighters, you look over you in the grocery store and they shadow boxing, and you know what I mean? And you waiting for the car and valet, they shadow boxing. You know what I mean? So he definitely has the passion. And through that, you know what I mean? I got a purpose and a drive to give him all I got.
I heard him say to Hitchinson, he said, "Man, you ain't even got $50,000, man. You ain't even got $50,000." I said, "This is the son of Bill Haney, 1,000,000%."
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that kid to death, man, and I'm happy with it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sorry, Bill. Also, before you go, I'd like to get your thoughts. Recently, we lost the freeweight world champion Mike McCallum
Oh wow, yeah.
of Jamaica, and I know that he used to do some work with them. Could you have some words for Mike McCallum, please, my bro?
Oh man, listen, man. Shout out to Mike McCallum and everything that he's done in boxing. He's gone, but he'll never be forgotten. Some of the things that he says to me, and you know, his famous words were "forget about it."
Yeah, love that.
I would say to you, Bill, seeing as, and I know you like to study fights, and I could call that base for fun, but Mike McCallum versus Julian Jackson, and that was August of 1986, right?
The knowledge.
That fight, Julian Jackson was a ferocious puncher, and
Yes.
Tunde's a guy who likes guys to throw the 2-1. Those are guys don't throw the 2-1 in the UK, right? Now I'm saying, if you just go watch that fight, because Brian Norman, the guy like he's some monster puncher. He ain't no monster puncher like Julian Jackson. And watch how Mike McCallum dealt. Now that's what I'm saying.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. Listen, when it comes from the knowledge, I go do my studying. You know what I mean? So let me go to work.
Study that fight,
let me go to work, brother. I'm going to work.
That's how you nullify punching power, bro.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I'm going to work, and I appreciate you guys, man.
Come on, man.
We're gonna talk on the bat line, and then we're gonna come back and let the people know as soon as it's finally announced and the dates and all that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolute pleasure. I mean, I end in thing because you've been a reviewer now for what? It's been about 3 years now, right?
Man, you know what? It feels like what Islam has done for me and the peace that it has brought to me. It feels like I've been Muslim all my life. It just it you know what I mean? It doesn't even feel. I don't even kind of even remember. I was counting the Ramadans and stuff like that, and now I'm going off of Ramadan and what the last Ramadan has done for me. I'm still feeling from the fasting, from the structure, from the organization, from the praying. I'm still kind of, and looking forward to the next Ramadan. So I'm at peace, brother. You know what I mean?
Because there's a famous dua that Moses said to God, and it says, Rabba inna lima anzanta alayha min khayrifakil. That means that, Lord God, send down, I'm in need of whatever good that you could send down for me. And on that, I'm saying that may God bless every single person that's come on our show, who sent in any pieces of money, my brother from another mother, Brother Tunde Ajayi, Bill, the double dream Haney as well, for jumping on the show, which has been an incredible blessing, because Tunde's saying that he's got the blue book, and I'm saying, no, Tunde's black book's powerful now, because we got old saying in Jamaica, you're so black that you're blue. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's all right. Big honor. Thank you very much, Bill.
Hey, all respect, man. I'll talk to you.
Watch the McCallum fight versus Julian Jackson. I'm telling you.
Absolutely, man. All right, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yes, bro. Love. Take care. Oh man, Bill. Bro, sometimes when we have Bill on the platform, Spence, it's just a knowledge thing. And you're listening, and he's not hiding anything. He's letting people know the game, letting people know what it's about, and I think we can all learn from listening to people that's actually in it.
He's in it, but Tunde, Bill Haney has done it, Tunde.
He's done it.
All right, listen, let me just say this, and I'm not even talking about the financial rewards, right? But it's called prize fighting. The reason why it's called a prize fighting is because the prize is the financial rewards, right? Because if it wasn't prize fighting, it would be still amateur. And amateur is for the love of. That's where the word amet comes from in the Greek. So, but what he's done with his son, as him becoming youngest ever undisputed world champion, right? and him becoming a 2-weight world champion and potentially being a 3-weight world champion, regardless what anybody wants to say, show me anybody else who's done that.
No one. And that's we can't overlook that. And so
we never overlook that. Ever.
We can't be waiting for anyone to speak about that. We got to talk about it ourselves. And again, another reason why we highlight these people, not only when they achieve these heights, but on the way up, you know, and we're all enjoying the story, the journey, because everyone ultimately writes their own story. And so sometimes you got to just take a step out of your book and just watch the majesty in another book. And I feel that's what we're doing or have done with Bill and with many others. And so on that note, Spence, you've done an overtime shift tonight, 1 hour 45. In the Jodeci, in your Jodeci outfit, all you need is your glasses. You got clear.
I want Manchester to realize that it was a good day today, man. The sun was out shining. It's a beautiful day. I mean, I had a really, really good time this morning with my daughters as well. Making them breakfast was the funniest thing and mad story. I'll tell you after we come off the show. But it's just been a blessed day. And like, I'm still buzzing on with you. Matter of fact, you know, as I come off here, you're not going to watch Joe's fight again and all that.
Well, listen, we're all buzzing. I'm
going to watch his fight again. I'm just going to be honest with you, man.
I'm on the train 6 a.m. tomorrow, straight up to Staines. So, bruv, don't ask me no question.
I know why Tunde's going to Staines.
You're moving like a policeman this evening.
No, I'm not. To get the bleach on his teeth.
What's the matter with this guy?
And that's why it's called Stains, because they removed the stains.
Spencer Fearon. Bro, you always spread the rumors about me on the show. Anyway, listen, it's all love. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, going to Tunde's bathroom right now. He's got a toothbrush with Domestos bleach right beside it. That's what I'm saying to you.
Everybody, thank you for joining us live on YouTube, live on my X channel. And Spencer usually shares it onto his X page.
I'm gonna share it right now, bro.
More people follow Spence on X than me because I don't really use X that much. And we've been on Facebook as well, live on my Facebook page, Tunde Ajayi. So we've hopefully reached a lot of people as usual this evening. And it's been a great show. We've discussed the potential matchup, not potential, it's really done, delivered. We're just waiting for the date in November. But Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. that's massive, Spence. That's massive. That is massive. Our very own Connor Nigel Ben versus Chris, our very own Chris Eubank Junior, Senior. Everyone is on the stage again in September. Jake Paul, Chavez Jr., and obviously we began and we are ending the show mentioning the name of another potential future superstar in Joel Kodua, JFK. And on that note, Spence, I think it's a great way to sign off. And let us do that. Let us end as we've begun in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, wish you guys a fantastic next 7 strong days. Peace, 2 fingers. We out.
We out, homie. We out.